Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Friday, May 19th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Well, there is some good news for travelers heading into the long weekend. A union representing WestJet's pilots has reached a tentative agreement with the airline, strike averted. The deal was reached late yesterday, putting a halt to a strike that could have started as early as today and would have disrupted numerous flights during the holiday weekend. WestJet said today it was ramping up its operations following the agreement, but will take time to completely resume services. The airline scrapped 31% of its scheduled flights yesterday, anticipating a strike. We don't know the details of the contract yet, but it will need to be ratified by pilots in the coming days. The sticking point has been wages. Pilots wanted to narrow the gap between their U.S. counterparts and wanted better scheduling. A 15-year-old has been charged in a Dartmouth stabbing last weekend. Last Friday night, police were called to the East Coast Amusements Fair on Main Street, where they found an 18-year-old with what were believed to be life-threatening stab wounds. Police say he was taken to hospital for treatment, but did not provide an update on his current condition. Police now say that a day later, on May 13th, officers arrested the 15-year-old suspect when he turned himself in. That teen is scheduled to appear in youth court at a later date to face charges of attempted murder, aggravated assault with a weapon, and possession of a weapon dangerous to the public. Police are still looking for the public's help in an investigation of a death outside a bar on Christmas Eve in Halifax. Ryan Michael Sawyer was found unresponsive on the sidewalk. Police were called to a disturbance involving several people in the 1700 block of Brunswick Street in Halifax. They found Sawyer just east of Brunswick Street on Prince Street, outside of the ale house. He was taken to hospital where he later died. His death was ruled a homicide. Investigators released this picture of a man who was in the area at the time. They say he's believed to have recorded the incident and may have information that could help the investigation. He is considered a witness, not a suspect. Police say they're not looking for any suspects at this time. The HRM is spreading awareness about going green. The city is hosting a series of electric vehicle test drive events across the region in partnership with Next Drive and the Clean Foundation.
Well, we would want someone who comes out today to test drive an EV to walk away thinking that they could be in an EV now or shortly in the future when it's time for them to replace their vehicle. We want them to know about how charging works, how an electric vehicle can improve their driving experience, improve their lifestyle, improve their finances because they're much more reliable. They are also much cheaper to run than a gasoline vehicle now, especially coming up to the summer where gasoline will probably take another surge at the pump.
It began yesterday, and today a test drive was held in Dartmouth. The events are held to promote the use of electric vehicles in alignment with Halifax, the long-term climate action plan to reduce emissions and raise awareness about climate change.
In November 2021, Regional Council passed a municipal electric vehicle strategy, which outlines a plan to transition the municipality towards net zero transportation and net zero vehicles.
Many of the events will take place next to the future locations of the municipality's 18 electric vehicle chargers. Events will be held until mid-July. Locations can be found on the city's website, and participants are encouraged to register online. It's time for another edition of Wine of the Week with SaltWire sommelier Mark DeWolf. With the May 2-4 long weekend now here, Mark has a wine selection for casual entertaining on your days off.
It's the end of the weekend, or maybe it's midweek, and you're trying to think about something easy for dinner and an easy bottle of wine. So I think about pizza and wine pairing. So you want a pizza wine. This one from Bishop Cellar is based on Primitivo, Southern Italian style of wine. Bright, fruity, easy drinking, perfect pairing for like a midweek pizza.
And for more wine recommendations, tips, recipes, and interviews, go to the Wine and Dine section of saltwire.com. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with Mark Farrant with the Canadian Juries Commission about peer support programs.
It's already a challenge to get people to agree to jury duty. I'm wondering if trying to at least make them fully aware of what they might experience might even exacerbate that.
I'm hopeful that the work that we're doing in this type of approach really reinforces that jurors' mental health is important, and that this isn't being delivered in using language that further distances the public from wanting to serve. It's an investment in juror mental health, and it's an investment in the justice system, so that the public anyone receiving a summons feels a little bit better about knowing that there is that level of investment and want to make the experience better. We can't manage, and no one can predict how jury service is going to impact an individual. And for the majority of people, jury service is extremely rewarding. Being called to serve one's community, there is actually a sea change in individuals' perspective too. Once they're seated, once they're involved in the trial, they become very focused, and some of those reservations and misgivings seem to evaporate. But again, this is designed to support you and support the public through this process.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of saltwire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
Play ball. It's that time of year again. The Nova Scotia Senior Baseball League just about ready for first pitch on their season. Very pleased to be joined by friend of the Atlantic Sports Wire, Chris Head. Chris is an outfielder with the Dartmouth Mooseheads, perennial powerhouse in this league. How you doing, Chris?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. So tell me, getting ready to take the field. I believe it's year 18 for you with Dartmouth.
Yes.
How you feeling? Tell me how you feel.
Feel old. No, I'm only joking. No, I feel pretty good, actually. We're, we've been out practicing, out hitting all winter. We're looking forward to getting started. We have practice tonight and a couple this weekend. It's nice to get back in the field, I'll tell you that.
Dartmouth, a perennial powerhouse, 22 times they've been the Nova Scotia Senior Baseball League champions. What are you seeing with this year's squad?
It's different, man. We are getting ready to do a turnover and be more youthful in this league. We'll still be very, very competitive. I mean, we're still looking to finish in the championship and finish the top spot. But it's definitely going to be different. We had some big people leave this year, like Jeff Reeves, Dan Camo, Matt Harding, to name a few. Jason Mosier, still not sure of what his season's going to look like if he's involved at all. But it's definitely exciting in terms of new, fresh faces that are ready kind of to take over in terms of our tradition of winning. It's our motto. But yeah, no, it's exciting.
Here's a look at the home schedule for the Dartmouth Mooseheads Senior Baseball Club, and I'll have more with Chris next week. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now. Our weather specialist, Alistair Alders, is off today. Let's see what's to come in the 7-day forecast. A high of 18 degrees tomorrow to kick off the long weekend, then down to 13 with rain and wind the next day, mostly cloudy, and 16 Monday. Sun again Tuesday and 17. Partly cloudy and 18 Wednesday, then similar conditions Thursday and Friday. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com, and you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here Tuesday. Turn off the noise. Tune in to what matters. What matters is information you can trust. What matters is the news you can use to make life's big decisions. Informed healthcare choices, casting the smart vote, or opening that business. What matters is understanding the world around you. Let SaltWire connect you to what matters with unlimited access to the information you need for only $20 for the first year. Become a member today.